Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're live and we're ready to rock and roll. Back, not quite for the new year, but we're getting ready for the new year, and we're here to kick off the week with some FC Barcelona and some member gallery strategy squad, whatever we want to call it. Reviews, fist bumps to everyone on arrival. I can see all you guys flooding in nice and sharp, nice and early. I love to see it. And I hope Santa was good to you. I hope we had a good festive period. And I've been back at the desk for a day or two trying to get the ducks in a row, ready to rock and roll ahead of what is going to be a massive end of the season, massive 2025, I think, for everything on planet Sorare, and especially for the FC Barcelona faithful, the members here on the channel, where we get stuck into gallery reviews, lineup building, all that good stuff, guys. So let me know what you've been up to over the festive period. Was Santa good to you or not? Have you pulled in any W's in the festive period? Because I've got to admit, for my own gallery, if you caught my shopping list, the collection strategy video that went out over the festive period, you'll know that there was a lot of pressure, onus, focus, whatever the word would be, I don't know, on my gallery kicking ass and taking some names in this period here. And hey, we started off pretty well. We've won a limited division, woo, as well as a bunch of our stuff in rare. So I'm looking forward to a nice reward opening tomorrow night, because how many boxes we're looking to get? Another 10, right? A lot of them are limiteds, I think, but we already actually have, where did we click on it on site, 19 boxes already sitting here. Now I've actually just realised as I'm talking to you now that I've not really been playing Rivals over the last couple of days, so I might actually be on for relegation, not entered this week. I think that's a good thing. I don't think I want to enter anything. Will that relegate me though? Or do I want to play something? Maybe help me out in the chat, guys. What is the protocol? Do we want to squeeze a game or two in on Monday night? Wee bit of Monday night action? Oh yeah, I think we do. Because we won't get relegated, I don't think, if we play. But I need to know if we will get relegated if we do play and we fail. Because, yeah, I don't want relegated. But is it smarter to maybe sit tight and come back to it? And you guys that are a wee bit more up on the protocols, let me know. The fist bumps to everyone on arrival. Apologies in advance if you can hear a little bit of background calamity. I've got 2 kids and there's plenty of pals over, family, friends and all that good stuff. So it is pandemonium in here, so thanks in advance for your patience, everyone. And Mike Cock, fist bump to you, mate. He's picked up his FC Barcelona membership. Welcome to the club, mate. And I'll go through the membership in a bit more detail, Mike, because there's a few things for you to do now that you are a member, for you to get the full bang for buck, get into the Telegram group and get involved in the giveaways, all that good stuff. And I'm just between pages here for where should I be looking at for the chat? I think we should be looking over here for the most part, but yeah. So Mike, fist bump, thanks for the support, mate, and I hope you have a good stream with us tonight. Crack open your gallery if you're ready for it. We see Mini-Me Shaforko was in town, first and foremost. Club Z28, good to see you, mate. You were on the Deadline show. Let me know how that short worked out for you. Did you watch it? Did it help? You know, was there anything it didn't really touch on that you were after? Jay Karen, fist bump, good to see you. I told my friend to sign up to Sorare and use your referral link. If he buys 5 cards for like 60p each, for example, would he still get the credits? Yes, the credits are not, it's not dictated on the cards you buy, but they need to be from the primary market, which would be on auctions and instant buy. As long as he does that, they could be 60p, they could be 20p, they could be £500, doesn't matter, you need 5 of them, and then yeah, the credit comes. Quinny, what's harder, setting lineups and avoiding DNPs, or being a dad at Christmas? Do you know, that is a real difficult, what is harder, because being a dad at Christmas is mainly fun, right? But it's expensive and there's a lot to do. Avoiding DNPs is hard. It's very hard, but it's kind of is it easily solved by buying one more card? I think it depends on where the DNPs come from. If it's like the Celtic strategy I've got, buying another card kind of solves that problem. So that's maybe an easier thing to avoid than being a dad at Christmas, I suppose. But if it's the random DNPs like Fabio Vieira DNPing for Porto on Friday for a lot of you guys, or was it Saturday, I forget, then that is harder than being a dad at Christmas, because you just will never avoid some of those random pain ones. So great brain teaser there, Agent Cooper, love that. Mini-Me in with the request as well, love to see that. Just any of either auctions or instant buy, not manager sales, correct. Yeah, manager sales is what we term as the secondary market. So to activate the discount thing, you need to be first owner on the cards. You need to be the first person to buy them. You need to buy them from Sorare, and Sorare sell them in instant buying auctions. That's the, I don't know if that's an easier way of thinking about it, but yeah, you need to buy it from Sorare. You need to be first owner. And yeah, so just avoid manager sales for that purpose. But manager sales, you can always get you could probably get a better price on a lot of these cards on manager sales most of the time, to be quite honest with you. Club Z, the short was good help, but I am just waiting for limited cards to come back to auctions. Nice, mate, love it. And Mini-Me was the first request. So I'll explain, because Mike has just picked up a season ticket for FC Barcelona. FC Barcelona is my Sorare club. It is one of the most prestigious Sorare clubs in the world. This is our 5th season of action. And what we do for the kind folks that pick up their FC Barcelona season ticket is we do gallery reviews every week. Monday, Tuesday, maybe sometimes a Wednesday, and we do lineup building for the weekend game weeks every Thursday. On top of that as well, once you become a channel member, if you click on my little face on YouTube, it'll be under the video just now, it'll take you over to my channel, and if you have a look at, I forgot Super Scoreboard was on at this time. It's going to be fun. I'll watch that back later. But when you come on, if you're not a member, if you click on the members tab, it'll explain to you what the membership is all about and how much it costs. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. There is 2 other options to just donate to the channel at £1 or £2 a month. There's no perks for that, but some people don't want their gallery built and their lineups and all that stuff. So fine, just want to support the channel. I welcome it. But if you are a member, once you click on this tab here, you'll see member only posts, and the last one we have here is a Telegram group. You click on that. If you don't have Telegram, it'll ask you to download it. It's just like WhatsApp. It's just like, well, it's better than Discord in my opinion. And once you join that, you're then in the forum. If you go all the way to the top of the forum, the second message ever posted, there's a link on that, and it brings you into the chat room, kind of part of it, and there's about, I don't know, 60, 70 of us in there, talking about the pain of DNPs, talking about transfers that are happening, and everything else you might imagine. So for £1 a week, £4 a month, it is the best bang for buck you're going to get in the Sorare community sphere, if I don't mind saying so myself, because there's also a bucket of member only. So how would I find the member only videos? I think when you're on the members tab, they'll be in here anyway, but I do also have a playlist for all the members content. If I can find it real quickly. Members, is it up at the top? Did I miss it? Members. There's a playlist for you guys. I've got a lot of playlists actually, don't I? I might need to clean this up a bit. Where the hell is the members? This video you're watching now is in the members playlist, so there'll be a link to it just below the video just now. It will tell you it's a member content. There we go. Updated today. So we just had this. No, I don't want to play all. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Jesus. That is a throwback, isn't it? Negotiation 101 101 member, and again there's tons of stuff like that. This is, some of it will be a bit dated, but there's tons of member streams here that are like topics or like strategy stuff. Hundreds of hours of it, guys. Look at all these videos. How many? What tells a total? You can tell when the thumbnails change, it's more like the live streams and stuff, you know, but we're genuinely looking at 129 entries. These things, hundreds of hours of Sorare content you have never seen before, really, no matter how long you've been on the platform, depending on when you picked up your membership. Tons of stuff in here. Whiteboard, depth, chart, strategy. Like this one's a good one. These kind of board ones where I'm going through the board and look at me, I've just come out of I think it must have been raining that day. But yeah, there's tons of stuff in there where we kind of lay out lots of good stuff that, yeah, it's just videos. You can go and check them out whenever you want. They weren't live streams or anything like that. They were made for the member sections. There's tons of them in here. You can click through them at your own discretion if you're like just bored and looking for something to fill your time. Again, great source of content. Hopefully you guys get to enjoy it. But it's £1 a week, £4 a month. You go directly supporting me here at the channel, so I'm forever grateful for everyone that does pick up their season ticket for no matter how long you have it for. 1 month, 2 months, the whole season, for the rest of your life, whatever it is. Thanks very much for the support. And yeah, good week for me. And we've got Mini-Me was first up on the request sheet, and we've got a new member, Mike Cock. So I've got a feeling, and it's KOK before any of you guys get into the chat and start saying what? Try and get me demonetized here. Mini-Me, it is Mini-Me, yeah. So I've got you up first and foremost. We'll check what the request is in a wee second. Quinty, if I join your membership on the cheapest donation, no, so it's just the season ticket one, mate. Hamad, The ones that are £1 and £2, it's just to donate to the channel if you want. You know, it's some people don't want their like gallery reviewed and stuff like that. They just want to support me, which is great, and like I say, I welcome it. And I think I've caught up with everything above you, Hamad. And then we've got Mason Miller. I'm not a member, but is there any chance you could give me some recommendations? Hey Mason, I don't mind a wee bit of friendly banter and stuff like that. I just won't be able to like crack it open and really go into, you know, position counts, region dynamics, market opportunities, that kind of thing. And Nico has picked up a basic donation, so thank you very much, mate. I don't know if you've done that by accident, if you meant to get a season ticket to get your gallery reviewed or a lineup built, but if you are just looking to support the channel, mate, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Wee cheeky £1 a month means a lot. All adds up, all helps, keeps the light on and keep the channel moving forward. In 2025, guys, despite like we're out the studio or whatever, big plans afoot for next year, so all the support we can get, the better. Love to see it, guys. And yeah, mini-me, let's just get rumbling and rolling, and then I'm sure more requests will filter in as they normally do on a Monday, and we'll get stuck into it. So I actually missed out last week because I was away for Christmas vacay. So we've got a wee bit to catch up to do. Maybe you guys have been busy in the market. Maybe this has been a period of reflection. And by the way, mini-me, yeah, I've one of the most beautiful cards staring at me right now, and it is Ryan Astley. I won this guy as like a... Where did I win Ryan Astley from? Let's see. My gallery. SO5 results. No, SO5 stats. Yeah, this one. So where did we get Astley? It's a tier 5. A tier 5 reward. And this little guy, for £3 mini-me, I think you're doing alright. Because ever since I signed him, or won him, however you want to think of it, he just played Hearts and got that 60. And I thought, you know what, this guy's got some all around. He can do alright if Dundee don't concede that many goals. And since then, 1-0 loss, 61 against them, 3-0 loss, brought in a decisive 76, 2-1 win, got an assist, 82 pointer. The wee Welshman, the wee Welsh wizard is kicking ass and taking names. Welsh Youth International. Surprising tongue twister for me as well. I tried to get Harry to buy one when I won it. Just like, hey Harry, get involved. And he was like, who? I thought you would know this guy. Welsh Youth International. Nico, thank you very much for the support, mate. And I don't know if your gallery is too bad. That makes me want to... Nico, tell me your gallery name and I'll give you a second opinion on that. James Johnson, mate, just moving into Champ Classic plus my under 23 in La Liga in season. Appreciate it all, mate. Let's have a wee peek. James J123. But we've got mini-me up first and foremost, actually, before I get ahead of myself. We've got you up second, James. So let's see what mini-me was saying. Or Shane. Mini-me, Shane, whatever we want to say. Mini-me. Oh, Shaforko, actually, is this a request? I have changed my strategy since I'm holding Champ in season Div 1 all the time. That is my priority now in under 23 after. Please check. Oh, Shaforko, you're in first, buddy. Sorry, bud. Yeah. So let me read that again. That is my priority now in under 23. After that, please check what you would improve in my strategy. Okay, so key thing we're looking at is Champ in season Div 1. So let's have a look at Champ. And you're holding up there, you say. Now, if you're holding up there, yeah, we've got great variety in goalkeepers. Also playing some classic teams as well. Love the Grabara. I kind of want to put him on my shopping list. A good Polish goalie. There's still his best years ahead of him, and a definitive number one, unlike Skorupski. So I'm quite interested in a wee Grabara myself, but I'm not in a rush. And yeah, the Dimitrescu play, I'm glad to see that's worked out for you. You've won a sales, which is lovely, and a trade in Fratibolu is fun as well. And then some of these classic guys are very good also. Nathan Zizi, love that pickup. Let's do best to worst on defenders. And let's just look at rare. Le Cardinal, Lionheart, love that. Some big hitters here. Yeah, you've got two of the defenders that were on that list, me and Harry. I shared with Harry and we've kind of referenced a few times. And see the other guy that was on this list, by the way. Can I find was it a DM on Twitter or was it a... I think it was a WhatsApp message. I wonder if I'll be able to find it. Oh, it'd be almost impossible to find, I think. Me and Harry have got too many blooming DMs. Give me one more wee second. I'll see if I can find it, because it was a great post, and it's brought out some very interesting players ever since that post went out, by the way. It feels like everyone read it and is paying more attention to Kulirakis, Zizi, Kosanov, and there was one or two others. I'll give it 2 more wee scrolls. Maybe one other one. Yeah, there we go. So I've got it here. And then how do I... Let me do share. I'm just going to send it to Charlie Dunbar so that I can go into Twitter DMs and pull it up, because I'll double back to Shaforko. You know how I work. I'm kind of all over the place. But this post here, Kusanov, Kulirakis, Zeze, and then this guy hasn't got a card, but I followed him and I recommend you do also. Under 21 centre backs, interceptions per 90 by successful defensive actions. This is double, triple heaven for SO5. These statistics per 90 in Euro top 5 leagues, of course. And when we look at it, that guy with the ACL has bossed it per 90. Now, per 90 stats can be a bit funky, can't they? But Kusanov, Kulirakis, Zizi, my boy Faye is over here as well. Isaac Toure, the guy that's at Udinese. Gasarowski is here. Levi Colwell. Mosquera is here also. Komuzu, who has displaced Quattro in the Fiorentina defence, so he's maybe worth an extra look. And then this Mendy, I'm not too sure which one. There's a lot of Mendys going around. And then there's some other names here. Pau Gabarse, Herzog, Goglichidze. Almost said that first time. Javier Rodriguez, who's a new card I've just found at Celta Vigo, by the way, as well. So if you don't follow this guy, you're severely missing out. He's very, very good. I've followed him for years. He's very, very good. So anyway, you've got 2 of those guys. Double, triple merchants. Love a bit of that. But yeah, not stud defenders, but I think like with defenders, if you have variety, that can kind of make up for it. In midfield, top row's lovely. Although I don't know this guy. You can easily replace him with Elliot Anderson to make it impressive. And second row's good. Third row's good. And then let's have a peek at forwards. So your forwards are definitely the spot where... Oh, look at that Jota card. Look at that Jota. Forwards are definitely the spot where... Like, you've got the hitters here. Son. Diallo, of course, has been a bit of a wonder kid out of nowhere, SO5-wise. Kvaradona, Ekitike. All these second row guys are fine as well when you know they're on it. And even the bottom row here, depending on the fixture. Guys like Sesko especially, but Duran, Mateta are very, very workable as well. So let's see Shaforko. I have changed my strategy. Since I'm holding champ, you're holding in champ in Season Div 1 all the time. That is my priority, is to keep there and I guess excel. And under 23 after. Please check what you would improve in my strategy. So I think for Div 1 champ, right? I think goalkeepers, you've got... It's again, like, I don't think the be-all and end-all with goalkeepers is the, you know, just having Neuers and Courtois everywhere. You do need a Matt Sells, a Dimitrievski, a Verbruggen, a Grabara. You do need some of these guys that will get AA and can get the clean sheet, maybe squeak themselves into, like, another decisive if they can be jammy enough with that. And I think, like, goalkeeper profile, like, you've got all shapes and sizes. Dominant guys. There's maybe not enough of the Neuer and the Courtois mould. You've got... Emi, who I would put in that category. Onana can be, but he's obviously stinking the now. And then the rest of them are the kind of good AA catchers potentially. And like I say, in defence, like without having Trents and these types of players, the alternative to that strategy is variety and cycling through them. But even looking at the variety you've got here, Josko is in the bottom row essentially on form at the moment. He's a top caliber pick. Dallo can be good. Lots of guys here can be handy. Gutierrez, I'm a big fan of. Hinchape, Konsa, Jubal, Osho. We've mentioned the 2 double merchants here. Kowatakura, Andy Robbo. Well, you've got a variety here. So like I'm quite confident between your defence, you'll be able to pick matchups for the top team, maybe the second team quite well. And then, you know, it's depending on how the fixture list goes. Maybe the third team, it's hard to go in defence. Or if you go double defence, it may be a wee bit harder or something. But... you know, like, could you add in a little bit more variety? Yeah, maybe, but the only other option is to is to go top of the food chain, top of the tree. I don't think that's overly necessary for the most part, 'cause I think variety is better in defence rather than having top of the food chain level guys. In midfield, you do need those types of guys, and I think Santos, Grifo, Saka's obviously injured, Caicedo, Anderson's getting up there. You've got a clutch of them, you know, but how many teams could you spread them across, especially in season? It's actually a bit tough, isn't it? The midfield needs to be classic for you, it feels like, and it just puts a bit more in-season pressure on forward position then. So I think, like, what I kind of initially thought, I think the classic pressure in midfield isn't really there in defence. You know, you do have some classic defenders I'm sure you would like to use, like the Guardiola, probably top candidate here, but you could easily use that in Team 2, where you've got already an in-season forward, like an Ekitike, or who else does we have, Diallo, that kind of thing. Or Team 1 with Diallo, Guardiola in defence, that could work. But I think, like, for Team 2, you can't use as many of these classics as you would want for Team 2 or Team 3, because your better mids are classic. Now, that I say Team 1, you're looking at Andre Santos, maybe Elliot Anderson, and then you can play like classic Guardiola or something. So there's kind of two routes to go here. Do we get in-season mids or in-season forwards? Now, I think forward, you don't need the volume if you get the quality, whereas midfield is kind of a halfway ground between, like, defence you need quality, but I think volume of fair quality is better for defence. Whereas with midfield, fair quality is okay, right? But if you're in Div 1, it's not really going to cut the mustard. You do need higher calibre, and that's when the likes of Grifo and Saka, Santos come into it, of course. So I think you're going to want to be able to flex your classic mids as often as possible. Onana could change that a little bit. Excuse me. Onana could change that a little bit, because he could be boss level when he comes back in. Grealish, we know, can do it. It just doesn't seem to be doing it right now, injury. So I think for Champ, like, I do like the thought of another in-season forward here, because Amora, like, is on form at the moment. Maybe he could be amazing. Ekitike hasn't really got AA to his game. And then Afellay, Fatawu, these guys are all fine, aren't they? But who goes into Team 1? I think it's Diallo. And then in Team 2, you're looking at a classic forward. But it's hard to get a classic forward if you've used these midfielders already in Team 1, at least one of them. So I think we need maybe an in-season, let's just see, an in-season forward and an in-season midfielder would probably fix some problems here. And I think the fact that you're playing, wrong button. I think the fact that we're playing Champ rather than Prem or La Liga or whatever just gives us a bit more latitude for scouring the market for a bit of a bargain. If we start with forward, because I think that could be one of the areas that could be a wee bit opportunistic at the moment. Moses Simon for 33 quid especially. Ever since Harry Trade sold this guy, he has been back to his best, and like, that's a great run since his return from injury, isn't it? He was injured. I don't think he's definitively better. He looks to be injured at the moment. I don't think he's definitively a cut above what you've already got. One that I do find interesting looking at this page here, but is Mbeumo, because he is, like, nailed at Brentford. He's got the scores that work, right? Did they quite happen in an L5 into an L8 that you would want? Yeah, maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But there is also significant interest apparently from Arsenal. And if he did move to Arsenal, like, I would see him doing pretty well. Dux, again, rares are in season. It's just hard to see absolute bang for buck, because I like seeing rares under 100 quid these days. Rares over 100 quid, I really do need some market credits to get me to go and buy them. Personally, everyone's budget and appetite is different, of course. But looking at this top page, who wants João Felix? Jose Mourinho. Yes, I'd probably stay away from that. And Dai at £17. He's not great, is he? I find that surprising, but he was on a wee bit of form, wasn't he? Needs decisives. Again, he's not cut above what you've kind of got there already. I think, if it was to be a forward, it really needs to be a guy that you know is going to... By the way, Joe David at 83 feels quite appropriate. Joe David does feel quite appropriate to me. He's in great form. Lille are doing great in the Champions League. I don't think he will leave in January. I know there are some rumours and whatnot. as I see this Luis Enrique, but I'm also reminded that I seen a rumour today that Fiorentina, who are doing pretty well at the moment, want to sign our favourite Luis Enrique, who was pretty good at Betis. For some reason it didn't work out. He's been back to Botafogo, where they've won the Champions League or the Sudamericana, whatever it was. It's a classic, so it doesn't really fix our problem, does it? But he's not getting any in seasons. So yeah, wee classic shout there at 20 quid, I guess. Aspas at 42 doesn't feel too bad, but again, is he cut above what you have already? It's kind of hard to say that. He has just signed a contract extension, would you believe it, like a week ago. So he's not going to retire end the season. What was his contract extension to? Until 2026, yeah, so a 1 year extension. So he's not going to retire at the end of this year. Obviously, it'll be a classic card after this year, so that's an option. By the way, Bakwa also under 23. Not quite as like destructive as he was earlier, but still got the beans there, doesn't he? Let me catch up with the chat. Sorry, I've let the chat get away from me. Let me catch up, sorry. Might have been a bit carried away with the Christmas promo. Happy to receive some tips. Mikey Blacker. Yeah, no, I can't wait to see. Oh, I'm trying to copy and paste that. Mike Cock. I'll add you onto the list, mate. I'll just need to type it manually. Mikey Blanca. Or Mickey? Mickey or Mikey? Mikey. Mickey Blacker. There we go. I'll check that out in a wee second. And Nico, who said he wants to donate, but his gallery isn't too good. Nico 420. Love that, mate. Let's have a wee peek. I'll be interested to see what you've got going there. So yeah, I'm not too, like the forward thing. Somebody said in the chat, I think Sesko is moving to the Prem. I agree for sales especially. I was thinking of getting Bischoff and Cherky and get rid of Son and Madison. Ooh, too many rotations. You should just bookmark tweet. I see the problem with me, Charlie boy. I see when I go into bookmarks, they've recently changed it now, so you can actually like folder them. I've never ever done that. This is the last thing I bookmarked. I thought this would be a great GIF. Isn't that great? Fucking bitch. Oh man, I'm loving it. And I thought this would be funny for... Oh, who did I think this would be funny for? I don't know if you've seen this. It's Jedward. I've just thought this has got like rub your face in it meme all over it.
I do not give a fuck. I really do not give a fuck. I still don't give a fuck. I never gave a fuck.
I don't know how this got into my timeline, but I was creasing after I seen it. And yeah, I'm not too sure what half my bookmarks are about. Oh, this is a belter.
What's he doing, I hear you ask? I'm standing in the heart of Midlothian and I've just spat in it. What's he doing, I hear you ask? I'm standing in the heart of Midlothian and I've just spat in it.
Hearts, the football, that's her name, Heart of Midlothian. And yeah, there's just lots of other mad random stuff in here. Some football stuff and... So yeah, I need to sort my bookmarks out into folders, I think, for stuff that's for content. And I had to bookmark this, by the way. Last thing on this, and I'll leave it. But look at this Samba action from Romania, under 21s. Proper Samba. Let's close Twitter. And close that board session as well. Sesko going to the Prem in the summer, that's what Nico said. I think the Sells Pickford type are far better than the Alisson Neuer type at the moment. Yeah, like there's definitely a place for both of them, but I think like if you just go for the smash ones, you can end up in that 35 or 60 realm where that's all you're going to get. Whereas you need like the Pickfords, the Sells to bring an 80 to smash a 70 odd. Got the Jota as a reward. Aye, fair enough. So Son, Madison. Madison definitely rotates too much, so I can get behind moving him on. Son, but like Son is a classic forward. And Champ, he's maybe not as amazing as he is in the Prem in terms of the competition. Fair enough. But is there anyone else I would put in that category? I don't think many of them are overly worth it. I think you've spotted good value guys you're not using, and that can always be a good point to trade some guys out. I think Havertz would be a good trade out as well, just as a classic. I don't think he's really offering too much in that regard. Yeah, otherwise the guys are fine here. So let's look at page 2 here. There's some decent El Malali. Has that guy been on the timeline? I think he might have been. Where's he from? Algeria. Yeah, I think this guy has been on the timeline. He's been popping. He's been alright. 12 quid, by the way. Potential injury, so maybe double check that. Let's look at the next page. Then we'll check out mids. Wow, player. Again, is player definitively different from what you have? No. But I tell you what, Tovan is set piece man. One decisive gets you into the mid 70s. That is what we want. Main guy in the team, takes the set pieces. I don't know if he takes penalties, I'm sure he would, but yeah. Solid 15 all around in his bag. 18 quid. That feels like a great addition at forward. He's not a different level to what you have already in terms of like Amora's and Ekitike's IRL level, but Amora's been doing good, so I'm maybe discrediting him. Yeah, Amora's good, isn't he? But his decisives a bit of AA. Yeah, a bit of AA. This guy's good. I'm maybe kind of underselling him a little bit. Ekitike I like a lot, but he's just like cheap Haaland, isn't he? AA game is starting to come here. I'm getting deja vu from looking at him recently and thinking maybe some AA could start to happen for him. But yeah, I think Sesko there as well is kind of another Ekitike type, isn't he? He needs the goals. But Tovan at 18 quid feels like a steal, really. Knauf, Harry was telling me he's back on it. Knauf has AA. And if you do have Matanovic and Ekitike, again, these are all forwards because it's hard to get them all into the one team, but Knauf could be a look. At 30 quid, I like Tovan a lot better at half the price. Mikatuadze, Oyarzabal, fans are both. Mate. In season, Nico Gonzalez, 35 quid. Now, he's just came back from injury. Juve are undefeated this season, and he should be so good at Juve. That's the answer, I think. That's a great pick. That is a great shout, I think. In season, can't open it because he's at Juve, of course, so there's a differential dynamic that comes into that as well. I really like that. I think that's a great shout, Shaforko. Really down your kind of alleyway, I would think. Last page, and we'll jump into mids quickly. We also need to look at the under 23s that we've got cooking here, because you've maybe got non-champion under 23s supplementing this. We don't need to worry about in season and all the rest of it. But Bart, Hein, Kavlina. Is Kavlina playing now? He's not. Atabolo, Trubin. Top caliber guys. Again, top row here is lovely. The belt, this Galesic, he is, you probably know Shaforko, but he is now joining Fabio Cannavaro's Dinamo Zagreb in January, so he could be, he might just elevate very quickly in terms of his stature. Again, we've got some of these guys filtering in, Hinchapes, Guardiols as well, so yeah, maybe some of those defenders. There's not too much pressure on these guys because you do have Arujo, Vuskovic, Den Bosch, etc. Galesic, of course, that we just mentioned. looking at midfield, but that is a whole crossover from champ, isn't it? So I think under 23 mid. So I think when we look at mids, we'll maybe flavour it a bit more under 23ish, so that we can. Like, I think Andre Santos is better for you in champ in season. Elliot Anderson, the other guys is kind of hard to say, but I think mid is a bit different, isn't it? And then up front here, like Ekatike is a better under 23 card than a champ card. Same with Sesko. And to say the Croatian guys, I'm not too up on. Their averages aren't fantastic right now. Ondrika, Sego, very good under 23 picks. So yeah, I think in terms of the forward, we don't really care about it being under 23. I think we want it to be good first. Isaksen at 12 quid in season. Again, he's not markedly better, but I think his AA is there at Lazio. And one decisive, he's just not getting enough decisives to really push him high enough. I think his role in this team under Baroni is really improving. And at 12 quid again for a forward, Isaksen, it's maybe worth a wee tiny punt. But again, it doesn't really make a big difference to the situation if we're trying to be economic here and not waste any of our spots, as it were. Yeah, I think that Nico Gonzalez is a great shout at 30 quid. If you have like 50 quid, Nico Gonzalez and Tovan, two forwards make a huge difference. And then if we have a look at, I want to look at mids. We'll keep it in champ for now, right? But I'll splice out into under 23. Thank you for the info on HNL. Yeah, sorry, Shaforkall, you're normally the one telling me. You've probably seen it already. Could you please look at my rare contender setup? Yes, of course. Red or Dead. I'll add you onto the list, my man. Got plenty to get through tonight. There we go. So price point is something I'm always quite sensitive to. If you're after Bischoff, I think he is. The thing with Bischoff, right, is if you're going to buy him, he does he give you more headaches? I think he gives you a headache in the sense of your under 23 split. You might have a better ability to play. Like, I know Saka's injured, but somebody like Saka, Caicedo, Sucic, another 23 rather than champ. So we don't need to worry about in season there, and then you can leave the likes of Santos, Anderson, one or two others. So I don't know if you want Bischoff in season or classic. If you can get the classic, then it's a great under 23 card, probably about half the price of the in season here. But for an in season mid, it's not a bad amount to spend, especially with Saka being out. It's a good kind of make way, kind of bridge card in that regard. So I don't mind that if you've got the budget for it. Højbjerg at under 100. Has he maybe fell off a little bit? Feels like he's fell off a little bit. I wonder why that is. Dewsbury Hall's been linked to somebody like Brighton or whatever, so that could be one to watch out for. Reinders at 77 feels good, but he's not. He's good. I really like him, but he's not like a smash, is he? He's just like a really good. Like, he'll keep you in it, and he might pop off. He is half the price of a Stiller. Is Stiller twice as good? This Nanasi's starting to bring some scores. Decisive reliant at this point, but he's got a big reputation. Get that from MGW, by the way. Love that. L5 Life. Golovin at 40 quid. Wow, that feels like value. AA is undeniable. You know, just waiting for those decisives to ring. I really like Golovin at 40. Especially playing champ, because like the French and the Italian cards are the main currency in there. Better bang for buck, generally points per pound, but you maybe do want some of the guys from the La Liga, Bundesliga, or whatever as differentials. Sofiane Diop, by the way, me and Harry were talking about this guy. I think I might have been on a show, but when he broke through at Monaco, he was like a trickster, an attacking type player, and it feels like Nice are playing him deep, and he's maybe playing. I've not watched him, so somebody else would need to confirm this, but it seems like he's playing a bit deeper. He's getting on the ball a lot more often. If we look at this 81 pointer here, where did the points all come from? 21 of them from defending, 5 tackles won, 10 duels won, 2 lost. Now maybe a bit of dribbling that helps that out, which is fine, and 1 interception. So if you can get an attacking player like this, it's actually getting their hands dirty. That was against Le Havre. Let's look at this Montpellier game. Last man tackle he picked up, 2 tackles, a double again. Attacking flair players that could get goals and assists, that can get doubles and such, are absolute matrix breakers. So again, if under 50 quid, I really like Sofiane Diop. Brandt's fine, but he's like double the price. He's always injured. And there's some other guys here that are good as well. GD91, yes, members only, buddy. But feel free to hang out. £1 a week, £4 a month. Get your season ticket today. It's probably the appropriate thing for me to say at that point. Scovmaster at 12 quid. When he bangs, he bangs. Midfield card, but I would much rather a forward, I think, or a defender. Douglas Augusto, I've seen this guy around. £8, wow. Not quite a difference maker. And then this guy is really on it right now. I've not seen him, but he's getting played a lot, and yeah, he's maybe one to watch out for more than picking up the now kind of thing. Okay. So what I want to look at next is under 23 mids. So we'll change this to all. And then we'll change the competition to under 23. Again, apologies guys for hearing the commotion here at Casa de Quin. Anyone that jumps out is good bang for buck. Who the hell is this guy? Oh, he is actually playing for LA. Cool. Let's see. Good bang for buck. See, like, yeah, classic Bischoff, especially that rookie. 5 listings, are they all the rookie? No, there's only 1. Just because it looked like stacked rookies there. I really like that. I would, if you're after a Bischoff, like less than half the price, the rookie's the one to get, man. I'm tempted to get that. If it wasn't 60 quid, I'd think about it now. Don't really need them personally. Just for the beauty of the card. Smets rookie. Not bad either, by the way. Plays in defence. Midfield card will be tripling its face off. Lennon Miller at 50 quid's a bit punchy. He's like, his L5 there is very like good. He's not smashing big scores often enough. Or is he? He's nailed on to play every week, which is a big thing, big value component. Felix at 33 is not bad. He's just not that punchy. Nico feels cheat code in Portugal at the moment. Oh, by the way, classic Stiller. 60 quid. I like that as well. Maybe double up on Elliot Anderson. Classic's not that bad. Thiago Almada, by the way, could be a sneaky one because he's about to show up at Lyon in January. 26 quid, he could be one of these guys that just turns up and does a Bakwa, you know, has an L5 of death or something like that. We all know Almada likes a bit of a set piece action as well. If you're thinking about Cherky as well, a great double up, great double up play. I like the thought of Cherky as well. We didn't really see him on any of the lists or anything here, so I don't know if he's what his price is like or his availability on the market. Ephra. Mexico's back soon. Maybe I want an Ephra. Tom Krause for 6 quid. He's kind of bad now, isn't he? AA's still there. Just needs to start getting back to decisives and he could be good. But yeah, it's not a huge problem solver. Mohammed Sham, classic. Turkey, by the way, feels like it's his bag. Oh yeah, that's a card I want. Classic Chima Fujita. Rookie. My number one's missing. Somebody else will have it by now, and I won't be able to get it, but it's a card we miss. And we love. Classic Højbjerg isn't too bad, actually, considering the score drop as well. 45 quid. His classic was going for way more than that earlier this season. And why is it now show? Yeah, Højbjerg. Why does it show me these guys? I don't want them. I want under 23s. And there we go. You think is better stack wise, Liverpool or Newcastle? Liverpool are probably better on paper, but the squad is so much bigger, and like you can get a midfielder wrong, you can lose a defender quite easily. Newcastle is a bit easier to get the 5 out, I think, of who you want, but it's quite competitive for that as well. So that's kind of a person. There's not an out and out. If you did a pros and a cons sheet for both of them, I don't think there's a definitive winner between Newcastle and Liverpool for a few reasons. I think you have to go on personal preference because they are quite closely matched. You gave me a lot of ideas. I actually see the way now. Thank you. You're the best, like always. Thanks a lot, Shaforko. I really appreciate that. You're maybe away snapping things up and buying, but I'm going to have a quick another look at another page or two here. Because under 23 mids are fun. Echeverri, is he going to go at Girona? I don't know what the script is with him. Isaacson mid at tenor. Special edition Cockchew, if that's floats your boat. But I think they're the main I've kind of highlighted good bang for buck guys here, depending on what you were going to go for anyway in terms of in-season classics. I'm not too sure what the budget is, Shaforko. But I think between the players we've kind of outlined here, like you say, you've got food for thought now, which I'm always very thankful to hear. That what we've went through has helped. Even if it is just get an idea off the ground in your head, it might not be anything I've necessarily went through on screen here, but it might just spark a wee, oh, what about this? And then you take yourself down another path to the solution. Arne Engels at 45 feels pretty good, takes all the sets, takes pens. I think he's going to be in the team quite nailed-ish for a while. And if that is the case, at 45 quid, that'll be a great under 23 card. Last page. Kofi Balmer, why is that name familiar to me? Oh, he played in Scotland for a minute. Is he in Scotland now? I think he is. Ledesma. Yeah, I'm not too sure there's anything that interesting once we get to this page. It's just kind of guys, isn't it? Yeah, just a bunch of guys really at this stage. Let me see. Da 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 da. So yes, Shaforko, let me know what you kick on with. Next up is Mini-Me. What were we after? Hey Quinny, could you look at my gallery? A few tips on where you would go next. Mainly trying under 23, but want to expand my horizons. Okay. So it's a case of, do we think we just continue under 23 or... Yeah, are we? What are we moving into next? So no goalkeeper in Prem. Oh, look, they've got a wee RC. I don't think that was always the case, was it? Or maybe it was. Why are they different? Don't know if you're playing relegation lover here with the Southampton plays. McAtee, Anderson. Yeah, there's a bit of a Prem thing on the go here. I don't know if you use these guys in Global or Champ, maybe. There's some guys there. Nothing in Bundy. Oh, we have a mid, sorry. And in La Liga, we have Bellers, we've got Camavinga, Barco now on his way to Porto by all accounts. Akamash and Diao, nice tasting forwards by the way. Good attacking guys, exciting guys, if not super prolific on SO5. Champ, no goalkeeper. There's that Komuzu, who actually I didn't realise has quite a nice wee rookie card by the way. Quattro, our boy, on his way back to River. Pacho in there as well for PSG. Yeah, you've definitely got a bit of Champ on the go here, isn't there? Saka, Cherky. Maybe they're under 23, like you say, that's your focus. Let's look at challengers. Best to worst, right, the newest to oldest. Nice. Again, under 23 stalwarts for the most part. But there's enough of them here where you are maybe cycling through. Nice handcuffs as well. Fixtures and whatnot. Again, top row defence is lovely. Second row adds to that. Third row maybe not. Issa Kabore, but somebody wants to transfer him, so he'll probably become very usable very soon. I forget who wants him, but City are going to cut his loan with Benfica and he's going to go somewhere else, is what I've seen. So that's fun. Midfield, again, very under 23 centric. Shelderup, hope he comes to Celtic. No links, just hopeful. And this wee Scottish guy I keep forgetting exists. Adidir. Yeah, Adidir. Mibudi. Prestiani. Remember him? And contenders, let's have a peek. So in terms of expanding your horizons, like, these guys all feel under 23-ish. I'm a Tucci. I was so close to getting a rare of him. One came on the market for about 50 quid the other day, and I thought, ooh, I could do with that. But Kabore to Galatasaray, is that what it is? Yeah. Mike, I've not did your gallery review yet, buddy. No, you are 4th on the list, and we're currently on number 2. Clubsy, I'm thinking of getting a Mechlin stack. What do you think is a good classic card for Challenger? Ooh, that's an interesting one. A good classic card for Challenger. Agamani's under 23. Kind of didn't really think about that, but yeah, that's a good card, I suppose. Nice rookie, by the way. So, Mini-Me, like, under 23 feels like the centre of all your card selections, which is, like, fantastic. Like, 5 keepers to cycle through if they're all playing in the same weekend. Top row of defence here, yeah, is fantastic. Second row, Antonio Silva's on his way to Juventus apparently, so that'll become a boss card overnight. Second row is full of fun. Third row has points in it, no two ways about it. And then even down here, there's some sleeper cards that are quite handy, or will become quite handy. Brandon Soppy, amongst some of the other ones we've mentioned already. Midfield is top calibre. Like, look at that top row. The row behind it isn't too shabby either. Rocco Vata's maybe jumped ahead of the scale here, just with recent form. And yeah, you've maybe got more quality and more sleeper cards in defence than you do in midfield, I would say. And up front, like, yes, almost a who's who. You've got some really good guys here. You're just missing like a Rodrigo or a Lamang or something. You're just missing like a boss forward. You've got Saka and Cherky, don't get me wrong. But I mean, like, this is great. The only thing that you would say is it just doesn't have one of those premier guys. So in terms of like expanding your horizons, there's two kind of routes to go here. If we know that when we're building our under 23 lineups, we are mainly using the challenger guys, just to say as an example, then maybe champ is the horizon to open up. And it could be vice versa. You know, that you're always using the champ guys, but maybe not the challenger guys, and that could be the thing to go. I think, like, if I look at let's just do All-Star. And let's just do this season. We've got 78 in seasons. In Champ, we have an okay little batch of defenders there for a team. Maybe 2 at a push. Not quite a midfield there. And forwards at work. So a champ in season isn't too far away. Challenger, like, you're probably running this anyway, aren't you, with the head count we've got. So I think, like, if you're thinking about the Challenger part of this, the only thing that is missing for me is random spot cards. Just random good guys that are like bosses that probably aren't under 23. They can just kind of... and yeah, this division, you're kind of quite light. I think if you were to open up anything, it's between Challenger and Champion. Now, I think Challenger, you're going to win quicker because you've got more options built into the club already. It's not like Champ, where in Champ, what you'll need to do is you'll need to get a goalkeeper. You'll then need to, maybe not get a striker. Maybe you will if you use these guys, the good ones under 23. And you'll need to get a couple of mids. In defence, you might just about get away with. So this actually has a lot to get done with it. I think Challengers, though, cheaper entry point. You've already got a huge foundation on the go where you're still going to select under 23s first. And if I can just do this as a bit of a... Yeah, I picked a good game week for a weekend. So let's just say Trafford, Egan Riley, Tillman, Cherky, Bellingham. Let's just imagine that's team 1. Team 2, let's just say Trubin, Araujo. Let's just say Amatucci. Saka's injured, but we'll say Saka. You obviously need Diallo in there now or something. Yeah. And then 5th man, let's just say Pacho. 3rd team, we're then looking at, I say Toby Lyson, just because he's like everyone's favourite guy, isn't he? Vuskovic, again, there's a lot. Whoever this defender could be, it could be a number of people, really, couldn't it? I'm probably going to go for Vuskovic because he's just a boss right now. Elliot Anderson in at mid, Diallo up front, and I like Camavinga, but he's not really that guy, is he, for this this exercise? It could be Yari V. It could be a defender that's quite safe and good as well. Who's top of the list? De Kuiper? Yeah, let's put De Kuiper in. So if we do that, we then get to Charlie, which you're playing Classic in already, it looks like here. Let's look at Charlie in season, because we want to be D5 as well, mate. It's starting to see such a low point. The wins you get aren't that great, obviously. The volumes of money is quite low and whatever. But you will still win some divisions. You will still get promoted, win some boxes and whatnot. We've got 3 keepers here already. I don't know why you're not playing in season. Maybe you are, but this doesn't seem to think you are. Yeah, you're looking at the Westerlo guys and some odds and sods. In midfield, we're then looking at Yari, Vata. Yeah, like some of these guys are going to be fine, right? But you can't build, like, see for Division 5, you can play all these guys and you'll probably get you'll get to like D3 maybe, just to say that as an example. But yeah, I think, like I said before, like there's 2 ways I would enhance this Challenger. I would either, and this, somebody asked about Challenger Classics, so I'm kind of looking at in-season, right? But there'll be some, I'll leave the all tab on and we'll flick between them, okay? But if we look at Challenger and then remove MLS, which starts back end of February, so we don't want to discount that for too long. Bruce Hill, I can't remember when they come back. And the Danish, let's just remove them because we want them out of there. We want Scotland in that division. Like Lang, I don't know if you want him as a mid over a forward right enough, but for a tenner. Because again, like when we look at this mini-me, you've got, they're all in season. So you could buy like 3 to 5 We're probably actually doing the same thing. What was it? Club Z. It's going to get a Mechlin stack. This is to enhance our Westerlo stack, so it's not really a different thing, is it, altogether? Quite similar, in fact. We're getting like 3 to 5 classics in here. Would make a big difference. Tanaka for £3. Now, Tanaka's not brilliant, but he's not going to fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, Wang in the bum, might. If you take a Wang in the bum, that might not go too well. Bob Scoofs, Brownhill, by the way, look at those numbers. £3. And the reason I like championship guys and like Turkish guys especially as well is the calendar is it's just going to cover. They're just always going to be playing when your other guys are playing. But I think like Sara for a £5. Now his form is actually minging, but he's a really good player and he should be like one of the better players. And when his form is minging, it's hard for me to say, oh, this is the guy that will fix your problems, right? But getting the guy when he is on minging form is the best time to buy him. If he's actually a good guy, you've maybe looked at him before, maybe you're looking at him anyway. I'm not saying Sara's that guy, but there might be another guy that's like that where you're like, oh, I really liked him, but now his L5 is shit. I give up on him. If that's the case, you shouldn't have bought him anyway, really, to be quite honest with you. Like, I get excited when I see some bad scores coming in for a player I like because it's like, oh, good, the price will come down now. Ondrika's got a midfielder card. That feels like news to me. Are these all mids? Did I filter? I did filter. I suppose let's filter forward. We'll do one for each position, right? Wow, Gairakes at £40 classic has really came down, but I suppose Sporting have kind of really fell off in line with that, and he might leave to become champion. Every time I see Bruma, I just want one of these to buy Brumas. Braga at home is where you want Braga. When you've got a wee guy like Bruma in the team, I say the L5 doesn't look great, but it's still 64 with a DNP in there. You know, it's not as if he did terrible. It's under a tenner. I love that card. Limited issue as well. There's not many copies of it, and those cards generally for me like are the ones that can make a bit of a difference. You know, they need to smash big scores for you to feel it on the leaderboards. Don't get me wrong. Wow, Piantic is scoring goals again. For who? Oh, they've changed how they're displayed on site here. I thought this was like an Icelandic team he was at. But this guy who had like the best 6 months anyone's ever had in Italian football has then followed it up with like 5 seasons of abject mediocrity. He's finally recaptured that form that got him the £40 million move to AC Milan or whatever it was from Genoa back in the day. And by the way, a striker that's like this, it's on form, is in Europe as well. Midweek action. Classic for under a £5. That feels like a great get. Maybe look into a little bit more with the squad dynamic and whatever, in case he took some penalties and some other guys out, the return or whatever. And like I say, he did go crap before, so you know you do need to always be a bit cautious with those guys. Ben Doka Lake, but he might move in January, and he's not that smashing anyway, where he would fall into this category. Anyone with skip by Jacob Broom, everyone knows and loves. £8 classic. He's got to get a transfer, eh? Maybe not January, but in the summer. His form has been so good. Someone's got to take notice of that. Even within... Oh, we even went by Mertens, by the way. He was next to Cruyff, so I thought he was a legend. Samu Classic at 29. Now, that feels better to me than the Gairakes. Samu has always felt a bit better bang for buck for me than Gairakes. And especially now the way that Sporting's went. Samu's only going from strength to strength for me. Oh, an Englishman in Holland. That can work out well sometimes. In the series has some links to the Middle East. I think that's part of the reason he's so cheap. Denki's a funny one. Let's go back to the first page here. Literally only played under 23 so far since being back. Oh, fair enough, Mini-Me. Fair enough, buddy. It is very under 23 as that's my priority, but looking to branch off as well as that. Yeah, I think we're on the same wavelength here. I just wanted to go back to Mertens because look at that. He's on the same level as Cruyff, which, if you don't know, what the legend cards do is they get the best score for Cruyff here of any Ajax forward. So the highest scoring Ajax forward will be the score that Cruyff gets. There used to be a Legends only mode. Most people nowadays use Legends as like training fodder to like get mad XP on other cards. So they're not as valuable as they used to be. But Mertens is outscoring Cruyff. Or not, maybe not quite outscoring, but fucking keeping up with him, you know. £8 for a legend, essentially, to play in your team. Outscoring Van Basten. I don't know if that's possible. Because Van Basten's also an Ajax forward. How can his be 69 and his is 66? That feels weird. This says here he's a coach. So confused by that. Noah Lang classic forward, again, £8 or £9. Osman's maybe worth a shout, but he's always jailbait for a move. Let's have a look at mid. Luka Vuskovic is a great player to have. Nico, totally agree. Shaforko, love the arrows, mate. Love that. And then yeah, when we look at mids, you'll see again the legends are at the top. It's very rare to see somebody in front of the legends here on this page, which is why Mertens did kind of catch the eye ever so slightly. This Tijanic bang, I can't remember who's got him, but I seen he rinsed a 100. I was like, oh, he's in somebody's lineup builder that we do on the channel all the time. And again, £2 at a classic. And the point of this, again, Mini-Me is like to feature in with your in-seasons you've got already to boost them to be the captain, so that those guys can go out and actually, you know, try and pull a few coins in for you in the D5 to 3 region. And then by the time you get there, like then you can think about reinforcements for D2 and that sort of thing. I think we've looked at some of these already, but yeah, nobody's mad jumping out otherwise. Some of the usual suspects and whatnot. Let's have a wee peek at defence. Here, by the way, is that cheap for Biscagli? £28. Feels cheap. He's more expensive than everyone else in the region, obviously, but that feels like a good get. Feels like it would pay itself back relatively swiftly. Alvaro Fernandez, who do you play for? Oh, that's the Man U guy. I didn't know he had non-Man U cards. That's funny. I thought I only got those Man United cards. And again, defenders are 10 a penny, so you can get some good ones really cheap. Really cheap. In season's a bit different, obviously, but classic. Some of them can be very, very good bang for buck. And Harry Suter here in the championship. But I would also deliberately make sure these guys aren't under 23 so they don't muddy the water of these guys are facilitators. To give your non-under 23 challenger guys a good opportunity to go and yield for you. Boxes and money. And anything else they can get. Also opens up some of the specials for you as well. So maybe just roll a bunch of these guys into a special, like a Cap 260 or one of the funky Matrix change ones or that kind of thing. Fist bump, mate. Yeah, I know some football, and I actually wanted to be wrapped up by 8 o'clock because I thought you guys would all be wanting to go and watch the football. But yeah, I think Mini-Me, that's the way to go. We want to get some classic pieces in, at least 3. I wouldn't say any more than 5 or 6, but because all they're going to do is go challenger in season with like your main body of. I'm just clicking random guys here who are playing, hopefully. But then yeah, you put classic guy in there, captain him on the next team, and again I'm just clicking guys that play. Like Gary's okay. Vata could maybe do that for you in the last team. Again, it's not perfect, this little kind of fly through build here, but just to illustrate, we're maybe missing a keeper for the final spot. Once again, for the price of limited keepers, I would suggest just go and get that. I'm just going to put Gabori here because we fancy me get a transfer. Let's imagine you do use Vata or Verscharen. And then let's just put Andreu in here. So I think that's the kind of evolution, because you still want to have like these under 23s smashing, and like look at the caliber across all of them, they are smashing. But then a lot of them you do have as like Chally guys. So we can roll that out, get a couple of cards, and that will be very quickly a new up and running strategy. Very easily. So I think that's the way I would go with that, mini-me. James Johnson, where are we, my man? Moving into Champ Classic, plus my under 23 and La Liga in season. Appreciate it all, mate. Thank you very much, James. Thanks for the support again, buddy. I know, James, was it you we did the shopping spree with? So what did we have here? Champ Classic, under 23 La Liga. Let's look at La Liga for a wee peek. What do we have here? I think the guests I've got are maybe leaving, so there's lots of traffic in my hallway. Again, apologies, guys. Thanks for your patience if you are hearing in the background jibber jabber. 4 in-season keepers here for La Liga. That's great. Lots of variety there. Maybe sling one into Classic with the overspill. Top line of defence. Again, you can't really ask for much more in La Liga. I would want a Miguel Gutierrez in here because I'm very biased and I think that he is a top card and he's like a very high scoring fullback when he does deliver. So I'd probably factor him in because like Rudiger, Kubarsi, Aguerd, Inigo are all like quite safe centre backs, which is fine for team 1 and 2 or team 1 and 3 maybe. Sergio Gomez is a bit different, of course, but he's a classic. But a Miguel, I think, would help with this. Again, you've got not really a need for, well, there is, I would say, maybe just an extra puncher, an extra guy that could, Girona are at home, they should smash. He can go in the top team. We've got double, triple Bellinghams. Wow. Triple Bellers. You are not fucking about here, are you? But you do play Champ under 23, so I don't know if that's a exclusively La Liga play. You could not ask for better forwards. Yeah, La Liga's really good, mate. Personally, I would just add in a Miguel Gutierrez. I would also, you've got Fornals and Lo Celso here from Betis, which is great pickups. Sucic as well. Some nice of these other guys that float around the league. Maybe a Llorente is in good form at the moment. You've got some Atletico guys. Get a wee bit of collection bonus to help with that. I think in season for Llorente was, oh no, that was rare, I think. Limited should be okay. But yeah, that's quite fine. And then we're looking at Champ Classic. So I want to look at the non-La Liga ones, essentially. Now, we will have some La Liga spillover, obviously, which will help with this, but like one of the goalkeepers you've got. But otherwise, we've got Fleck and Kepa, Atubolu, Restes, and then we're waiting on Van der Voort to happen. Defence, wow, very good quality in the top row. Second row is pretty good as well, very thin, I must say, for the amount of goalkeepers that are here. Awesome. We've got somebody in playing hide and seek with us, guys, so if you hear anything, don't mind it. But yeah, we've got 4 and a bit goalkeepers here, and then with the La Liga guy coming over, it'll be like 6. So there's just not enough defenders here for me. Like the top row is fine, but yeah, I think for the head count that we've got, can we ever play double defence with confidence? Let's see what we've got in mid and whatnot. Oh, Kimmich, Musiala. Do you know what, by the way? It is thin, this Champ setup, but it's high quality, isn't it? I'm going to look at under 23, and then I might need to do a wee lineup sketch out for some of these. But yeah, we're pulling 2 of the guys there already. So we had an extra La Liga keeper. So your keepers all kind of fan out well enough, I guess, here. And yeah, we've got some crossover with under 23 guys and Champ. And the mids. So I think, James, like, you've got a great build here. Very strong strategy on the go. But I think between Champ and under 23, you're going to be forever like fighting between them for who gets priority. Maybe. Oh yeah, I'm in the wrong. I was like, why have I not seen all those guys I've just seen? Oh, and you've got even more guys, it looks like. Oh, I've still got that. I still had that freaking league filter on. Yes, let's look under 23s. Yeah, so we don't need to worry about them because we've got Risser, we've got Lyson. If Risser is staying in, I don't know if that's a long-standing thing or just a short-term thing, but we've got Tangvik, we've got Trubin. Sorry guys, we're going to go tell the kids to keep it down in a wee second. Then Bosch. I don't know if there's many more non-champ guys. Yeah, defence is still... You'll probably have the defence to cover you, right? But you're going to have a lot of pinching going on from what is the priority and what isn't. And yeah, give me a second, guys. Hide and seek is everywhere in my house tonight. Nah, not me, mate. Been doing my own shopping spree and cleaning up the gallery after your long form videos. A week or two going to pollination. Nah, not me, mate. Oh, you've lost me with that comment. Nice one, bud. Thanks very much. Mini me. Not me, mate. Been doing my own shopping spree and clean. Oh, of course, the £50 spree thing. Yeah, of course, that's not you. Okay, I've got you now. And cleaning up the gallery after your long form videos a week or two ago across the cross pollinations for collections like Bayern and PSG ones. Probably just looking to play one classic champ team, to be honest, mate. Yeah, fair enough. If you're just playing the one classic in there, and I guess the pressure's off under 23s for that pullover, but you do have a lot of in-seasons. There's that Rodrigo. Oh no, somebody else we mentioned that about. So I need to go backwards to go forwards, James, because I've just kind of lost my bearings ever so slightly with the agenda. Moving into Champ Classic plus my under 23 in La Liga in season. So yeah, you do have a lot of in season that's like Champ. That's not La Liga. Yeah, I think I'm not really too sure where to go with this now. If we are just playing one like classic, let's throw this forward a second and go under 23s. Yeah, we had more keepers than I suspected, and that's what stopped me. I had to go back. But yeah, I actually don't think there's much missing here, mate, to be quite frank. Like the numbers, 3 Bellinghams. You know what I mean? Quality of forward is outstanding. So maybe defence, I think, is the thing that keeps giving me the pause for cause, because like, there's good guys here, but right, let's look at this under 23. Let's say you play Pacho in one team. Let's just say we go single defence Pacho, right? Let's say next one we do double defence. We go Alfie and Nuno. I mean, you can maybe swap that around, so it's a double PSG thing, whatever. And then the third one, let's say we went for like a Kubarsi, or maybe let's say you're going to avoid the Kubarsi on purpose, and we go for like a Den Bosch. Let's just say that. So once we come out of that, we then go to La Liga. No, let's just go to Champ Classics. That's what you fancy. You'll be playing around with only one of them, because we'll have La Liga in seasons and stuff, right? So let's just say Kepa. And I don't want to use... Can we look at leagues? No, I can't just change one league. I need to take them all. Oh no, can I? Nah, it's just letting me do one league at a time. So if we forget the La Liga guys, you would have Upamecano. You've got some other 23 guys here that might go elsewhere as well. So there's not much, yeah. Kimmich, I guess, would need to be for this, wouldn't he? And Rafinha. No, Rafinha's La Liga. Greenwood and Cherky. I don't think Greenwood's under 23. Dembele would be for this, wouldn't he? So you've got like a good classic. There's definitely one good classic like boss lineup here. If we're looking at non-U23, non-La Liga plays. It's kind of hard for me to scan, but yeah, look a bit like Fofana or Cherky we seen a minute ago as well. Where is Cherky? Let's just select him. Oh no, Cherky would be under 23. Greenwood. Oh, is Greenwood under 23 still? So he is. Okay. Yeah, so I just think it's a bit thin, but it's not really that thin because you've got so many good players. It's just that there's so many lineups for me to try and half imagine. Let's just try and half imagine. Courtois, Aguerd. Let's say classic Bellingham in this one. We use in season in the next team. Rafi, Yamal. Second team. Let's say we do Jan de Man. Let's say we go Rudiger. In season Bellers for this one. Mbappe. Vinny. And then let's say for the last team, again it's not a perfect build, I'm just trying to sketch it out. We go Ramiro. We go Inigo maybe. This is where I'd like a Miguel Gutierrez, to be honest with you, but yeah, let's say Inigo, he's fine. Classic Bellingham, in-season Griezmann, and then like in-season Rodrigo or Lo Celso. Yeah, Lo Celso. Let's do that. Under 23, we did the defence only. Champ, we did one team. La Liga, we did that. So let's go into team 2. We're looking at Flecken. Restes is under 23, and then filter. Yeah, it's not really going to help as many preferences. No age kind of thing. So yeah, I think defence is where it gets finished the quickest. Now we have selected all the under 23 defenders. I'm reminding myself of them now. So you would have like Kubarsi and Hausen, or whatever. So let's just say Kubarsi. We've not selected under 23 mids, and we've got 3 teams of them. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say you'd probably be looking at like a Fornals. And under 23 forwards, under 23 forward. Let's say, yeah, like Rodrigo. And then like, what are you looking at next? Like Zubimendi. Sergio G anyway. Something like that. So yeah, I think the defence is like the... And again, we've only went single defence in a lot of these teams. Maybe you want to go double on occasion. I think defence is the only thing, mate, I'm thinking you might end up light on once you sketch all your teams out. But otherwise, mate, you've done a great job on this build. Just working on Hakimi and Donnarumma for classic. Beautiful. That feels like it solves a lot of problems. Or not solve problems, but adds something else that you've not got in here. I like that a lot. Hakimi's top drawer as well, James. So yeah, mate, I think you're doing great. Honestly, it's very hard to pick any holes in this, pick any faults, any obvious points of improvement. Very well built, very well balanced, good numbers, good collections. You've got that Venn diagram, La Liga champ under 23, kind of nailed, don't you? So, yeah, mate, Hakimi makes sense. I like Miguel Gutierrez for your La Liga stuff to be enhanced a little bit as well. And is there somebody else in La Liga I would think about adding? Nobody jumps to mind because you've got all the top of the food chain picks, really. So it's the only one I would maybe throw in there just to add to it. And otherwise, yeah, like you've got top quality leftovers. So good going, James. Keep it going. How many non-in-seasons? So many me. You can use one per in-season team. Every in-season team can take one classic card at limited. So that's what I'm saying. Like minimum 3. So you've got 3 to use for the 3 teams you've got there. But 3 won't always be enough. Somebody will get suspended. Somebody might not have a game. Somebody might get dropped or something. You know, transfers. Shit happens, you know. So I would aim for like 5-ish, you know. Maybe 4, maybe 6. And then we've got Mikey Blacka, who I think is our newest member. Mike Cock. Yes, it is. Thanks again, Mikey boy. And let's see what Mike was after. Mikey. Might have been a bit carried away with the Christmas promo. Happy to receive some tips. Love it. Let's have a look at your rares first. You've got 7 of them. I'm just curious what they are. Randoms. Okay. Omobama Deli. I like that. He's a cool guy. But otherwise, randoms. Fine. I'm just going to ignore them for the time being. Okay. If we look at limiteds. 129 with 14 goalkeepers. I don't know why, but that just looks weird to me. I don't know why. So look at champ. In goals we have Bryce Samba, great get, and if he moves to Rennes, he's just going to be even better. I think like you might not get quite the same 8-8 at Rennes, but he should get a few more clean sheets, or maybe that's just me being short-sighted. Lawns have been decent, haven't they? Zentner, Cohen's in and out. Lafont, actually, you need to watch out for Lafont. Yeah, oh, you've already got yourself covered with that. Well done. So yeah, we've got 3 keepers here, easy. Herv Coffey comes into it as well, of course, back up for Samba, but I think Lawns would be looking at. GM sent me it. Who were they looking at? The Trabzonspor guy Celtic were linked to. In defence, oh, look at that. Top 3 there. 3 of our guys from the chart we looked at earlier. Love that. Danso is a boss. By the way, I know he's got these mad heart problems, but he's been a really good player recently over the last couple of years. Yeah, I really like the defence here. It's really nice, but it's not that powerful in season, but it's not really as much of an issue, I suppose. In classic, you might need to upgrade, getting like a Hakimi or a Trent or something like that. And midfield, I really like the top row. Lots of good guys. Without like Amiri's a guy. The other ones are kind of okay-ish, I suppose. I'm a big Nameka fan, but he's not a Team 1 level guy. Fulgini used to be great. Don't know how good he is these days. And then up front. Yeah, mate, so you might have went overboard. I kind of see the mass. Seb Haller is about to move back to Utrecht, it feels like. So he's going to become a challenger card. But you've got like a base here of like some really good players. Bakwa, Ito, Amiri, Nameka. That whole top row of midfield is fine, to be honest with you. In defence, I'm a big fan of some of the profiles you've got here. But this is just missing some captains, mate. That's all you're missing now for the champ stuff. So you might feel like you've done this scattergun, and yeah, maybe it could have been more economical. Maybe you could have, but I think you've just tried to buy guys on the cheap to get some free cards in. So fair enough, man. You play that game, you know what you're going to get, don't you? So I can dig it. But I think, yeah, it's the only thing you're missing now is like stop buying run-of-the-mill guys for champ, and you need to get like a captain or 2 in. Now you've got a captain or 2 maybe up front. Back when Ito can definitely rinse out on the right occasion. Let's look at the other regions quickly, see what else we've got. 5 keepers. Oh wow, enough of them play. All of them play, maybe. Don't know about Akan there, but they all seem to be playing. That's cool. Top row defence is lovely. Not much behind that. So a bit sensitive to injury and issue. Midfield. Fabio Vieira is the pain in the neck here, because with him, I think you've got at least one really high-hitting team, and then you can play the odds with Team 2 and Team 3, especially when Moranchuk comes back in. But with Fabio Vieira, I think the manager came out and said he's not going back to Arsenal, but there's no smoke without fire, so I would just be nervous around that in general. And yeah, up front. So, like, this region challenger has got so many smashers in it that without at least 1 or 2 of them in your ranks, it feels like you're always going to be behind people. So although this is like a fantastic base, good amount of keepers, fine defenders, acceptable mids in the top row, I would say, and the forwards are fine as well, again, similar to Champ, that's just missing some punch power. In Contender, we've got like a no team. These might just be under 23 plays or random pickups or legacy cards maybe if you've been on the game for a while. Lennon Miller, love that. Renato Stephen Kynes. Yeah, you maybe get a team here. Maybe some of these guys are like special cheat codes. You know, you play them for Cap 260 and that sort of thing. But I think for Champ and for Challenger, you just need some captains, mate. You need some guys that can just get the captain's armband and go on and deliver for you. I'm going to look at midfield first of all. And we're in Challenger, ex-MLS in Brazil still. So we'll have a wee peek at this in-season effort. Tadic £8 isn't too bad, but he's not quite the same these days, is he? But you want a guy like Tadic. You're looking for a guy that's safe as houses. Takes set pieces, is a dominant team. You know, that kind of guy. Like Mohamed Cham. Fiver. And I know his recent form is probably what makes him look good, but he has got form for being this type of guy before. He is young, so he's ever improving. But that type of effort in midfield is what we're looking at. We looked at Challenger earlier in the stream today, so if you were here for the full stream, you might have caught some of this already. Kostic playing fullback. Gets AA, by the way. It's just if he's in the team or not, unless it's against Besiktas. Kostic might be a fun wee one for £1. I'm a big Kostic fan, so I'm a bit biased. Mini Coupe. Yeah, I think once we get past page... Let's check page 3, because there is a lot of guys here. Maybe some of them fall down the L15 order. Like, if you could get a Veerman in, £27 in season, that'll make a big difference. You had a lot of in-season cards, didn't you? That classic Buscaglia was like £30, just under as well. Maybe not quite got the right blend of in-season and classic for that to be a thing to think about. Let's have a wee peek at forwards. But Veerman £27, Noah Lang at £16, Mertens at 11. Like, I would just get some of these guys in, top level, top of the food chain caliber guys. And then those strategies that you've kind of thrown together will have the ability to come off if you build the teams well. Or right, I was kind of halfway between saying right and well. But we'll just say both of them. Yeah, Mertens at 11 feels so good. Noah Lang at 16 is not much worse. Much younger player, obviously. Jacob Broom at 12. And then if we look at the same thing, but let's flip it into Champ. I'm looking for bang for buck. Champ can be quite punchy in terms of expensive. Especially if we're looking at in-season. Like Dutch at 16. Who were your champy kind of guys, actually? What kind of teams and leagues were we? Germany, France, Spain, Germany, France, Championship. Or, Aspria, sorry, Spain, isn't he? So it's kind of everything except for the Prem. So it's like non-Prem. Avoid the extra premium. Griezmann at 27 makes a huge difference to a lot of galleries. Pulisic is injured, but I think if he can come down in price a little bit more, like, that'll be a great card when he's fit. So it's something you maybe need to wait for with somebody like Pulisic, but I think he's traditionally a bit more expensive. So getting those guys a bit cheaper, like I said before in the show, that's the time to get them. Amora, who we looked at before, by the way, £9. That feels like really good bang for buck. Wolfsburg are in a bit of form right now. If they're doing something, it's this guy that's doing it for them. It says that my stream health is poor. So sorry guys if we're buffering or something. Tovan, who we're looking at rare level for 18 quid or whatever, limited at 4. That's a great kind of guy to get. Standalone set piece taker, could be the captain for you. Alvarez at 14 isn't too shabby. Sane at 11 isn't too shabby either. But these guys are maybe like not quite top shelf. They're just maybe the shelf below, or maybe the shelf and a half below that, if that's an expression. Nico Gonzalez again. I think that's a really good bang card because he's not got that many in seasons. Never mind cards. Period. Let's look at mid. Slam Duncan, fist bump, good to see you. Alexander, good to see you. Hey Quinny. Yeah, members galleries tonight. Lopez just moved to Nantes. Yeah, I know. I seen you. Okay, there is a problem with RC Lons collection. Lons is selling all their best players, so that is a problem. Appreciate them. It took massive inspiration. Really wanted to hit home. Plus, how cheap classic is. Really wanted to clean up the gallery and get cracking. Although in terms of a cleanup, James, cleanup's a kind of hard thing to go through on a gallery thing. So I need to know who you're kind of playing every week and that kind of thing. So I'm sorry if I didn't quite touch on that element of it. If there's anything I did miss out you want me to revisit, let me know, James. I'll happily do it. But Mike, the only real problem with that with Lons is that you lose direct correlation. But what it should do for you is it is Mike, isn't it? Yeah, Mike's got the Lons stuff. Let's just do all. And by team jersey. Lons. Why are Lons not coming up? Don't know why that's not making it easier for me to look at. Oh, we've got your collections button. Let's just do that. Excellent. So what you will lose is some correlation when Samba goes to Rennes, and you know, if Kusanov or however you say his name, if he moves on to bigger and better things, yeah, Kusanov. That's kind of why with this kind of play, like, you need Medina. Medina's a good player. LAY is now at Marseille. If you could get him, I would recommend that as well. Steen Spearings is not in Champion anymore, so I'd maybe ignore that one. But the good thing about the collection bonus game, the way it works, if you have like a good solid collection, is you kind of want some of them to move on and then allow other players to get more minutes. Or like, let's say, like Adrian Thomason, I don't know if he is, but let's just imagine he's a set piece taker. If he moves on and becomes a set piece taker somewhere else, and then, I don't know, Andy Diouf then becomes a set piece taker at Lens, you then get 2 set piece takers where you did have 1. Now they both might both be starting now anyway, but that could be 2 guys that now have the same profile rather than one that's good and one that's not. So it's not the be all and end all. I say you will lose correlation, like knowing they play the same time, the same good game and that kind of thing. But I think if you've got this kind of solution we're looking at here, where you add in just an extra captain capable type guy, losing the odd kind of player or 2 in the transfer window won't be the be all and end all. And the thing with Lons as well, if you're watching the replacements who comes through, they've shown already they're fantastic at talent ID and player progression. So you can rinse and repeat that strategy quite cheaply, I would suggest. And we're looking at mids now. And I think, like, we've looked at a lot of these today, but maybe not limited level. And yeah, we're after captain capable, aren't we? So, like, Bischoff at 18 is probably a good bang for buck. Grifo at 9, half the price, feels quite hard to overlook in this sort of situation. Same with Højbjerg at 9. Again, his L5 is pretty minging, but he could and he should, unless there's something I'm missing. why his AA is like tapered off. Return to form. Lo Celso at 14. Again, is a captain capable guy. Stinger at 11. That's the sort of thing. Appreciate it. New to the collection game. Aye, no problem, Mike. If you look at I did a collection video a few days ago, and my collections are like 5 seasons down the road, and that was part of the thing I said in the video why I liked making that video. So hopefully it gives you guys a chance to kind of expand your vision a bit more of like, well, if I am going to play this game for the next 5 years, then there's some stuff in that video that like, oh, I never thought about that, or oh, I should factor that in to the next collection I build, or to the collection I've currently got perhaps, or that sort of thing. Again, Golovin at under £8 is a great captain capable guy. Monaco are on it, and as long as he stays fit, he is fire. Do you know what? See Sol Niguez for 55p. I would suggest to anyone that we've done in this video today, like, there's much worse ways to spend 55p on Sol Niguez, who needs to get fit, but when he is fit, he's going to be the main guy in midfield for Sevilla. They are rank. He is good. Just needs to get himself steady fit. 55p. How wrong can it go? You know what I mean? And again, Sofiane Diop, again, £6, along with Golovin. Some of these guys are just too good points per pound for me. You can put the captain's armband on them, and they should be kicking his. Look at that 32 double decisive there, negative and positive. And this is like a new thing for him. So see, once everyone catches on, this is the way Sorare Market works. As soon as everyone catches on, there's a cheat code in town. Price changes. He looks cheat codey to me. Like a little guy, good at dribbling, low centre of gravity, that's getting tackles and interceptions, doubles. Like, that is the nexus of everything you want in a midfielder. I won his card fucking ages ago. I wish I kept it. Just thinking maybe I should go buy one, and I should. But I won one. I didn't keep it. I sold him for a pretty penny, actually, if memory serves me right. Yeah, nobody else is mad jump. I think Xavi Simons would be great on injury discount, but it's not really an injury discount, is it? £40 when we're looking at some amazing guys under a tenner. Again, I would suggest there's worse ways. Again, anyone we've looked at today, there's worse ways you could spend ATP than on a Juan Jordan. 3 decisives in the last 4. He's back in. He's like nailed himself into the starting 11 now, it feels like, over the last couple of games. Rico Man might be in the chat. He's an Alaves ultra. You might be able to clue me in just to make sure I'm not misspeaking there, but very much feels like he's in. I own a super rare, so again, I am biased. Teji Savernier, under £2. Make it so. And I'll have a peek at defence. We've not really looked at many defenders today. And then we'll move on to the next one, Mikey boy. But I know you went scattergun for the promotion. You've got a big volume there, but all you're needing now is some studs, just some extra little pieces, cherries on top of the cake, if you like, to get some of these teams up and running properly. I'm a big Schlotterbeck fan, and what I'm just actually looking at here is he's £40, Hakimi's £60. Is Schlotterbeck the best bang for buck here? Oh, I hear crying. Somebody asked the question earlier on, what's harder, being a dad at Christmas or avoiding DNPs? There's crying. There's crying. Oh, Rami. Rami at £8. Because Rami loves a decisive. Technical defender. Look at that against Bayern. 1-1 draw. Defending stats pretty good. Passing stats. Final third passing. Balls into the box and stuff. Attempted assists. I like Rami. Don't think you quite captain him because he can kind of let you down sometimes. I like all the Monaco defenders. If you need a defender, just look at Monaco. Every one of them for me is a grade A option. The ones that start, that is. Starfelt at £4 as well, by the way, is not a bad player either. Again, is he captain capable? Maybe not quite. Oh, Nick Stark is. Well, he's played 5 games in a row. That's a good thing for him. It's been a while since he's got a run, but he can be good, man. I like Nick Stark. Single at a fiver. Like, what are we doing, guys? Up there with your Kusanov. Fury Sin. Fist bump, my man. Good to see you. I'm only doing member gallery reviews tonight. There's been a few people that have asked, but I might do a public one to celebrate the new year. Maybe drum up some interest in some season tickets, perhaps. So, not tonight, my man. Members only. You can become a member if you want. We'll add you to the list. We've only got a few left to go after this. We've only actually got one after this, but we've got a little sneaky one because someone picked up a donation membership where they just support the channel. They're not asking for any perks or anything. But the comment Nico gave us was, my gallery's too bad for reviews, and I couldn't bear to not look at it. I just can't believe that's the case, number one. And number two, I'd like to see the gallery that somebody thinks that of. Like, how could you build this if that's the case? Yeah, and then once we get to this page, like, Dante's kind of dead now, isn't he? But again, for 50p, like, maybe just throw him in the back. Facundo Medina, you need to get. You need to get him. I like Hinchapi. Miguel Gutierrez, there's our boy. £4. And yeah, this is the life with Miguel Gutierrez at the moment. But this used to be a bit more like the life for him, where like he could get a 70 without a decisive. He's been playing kind of up front, which is quite cheat codey for defenders. Girona have been quite pished this year. He could get a huge transfer as well. He's been linked to Man United quite regularly. He could easily make it up to that level of the football, and at a better team, I can only see him doing better because he was fantastic last year when Girona were pushing towards the top of the table, qualified for the Champions League, etc. I think Koundé at £14 is quite undervalued as well. When we look at some of the other players that we've seen already in the show tonight, his scores haven't been as amazing as what they previously have, but he is like, he's the guy now everyone's talking about that's played the most football. It's not Rodri or Xavi or Messi or whatever. Pedri. This guy's played like the most football on the calendar year. Doesn't miss a game. He plays right back, but I've always fancied him as a centre back. But in right back, he's not bad. What is a double-double or a triple-triple? That is a great question. Let's use a good example. Let's look at that Kusanov, right? So, every player gets this, except for goalkeepers, right? There's 3 statistics to watch out for. Let's look at this game here where he's got a 78. So, the 3 statistics we're looking for is tackles 1, okay? So, that's the first thing, right? Tackles. For this guy, 0, right? So, he's not going to get a triple-triple on this one or anything. The second statistic we're looking for is interceptions, okay? Tackles and interceptions, dead easy to track. The third one is net duels won. Right? So this guy has 4 duels won, but 1 lost. So that's 3 net. So this guy has 3 net duels won and 4 interceptions. We only really care about the first 3 interceptions because 4 doesn't really factor into this. So this guy has a double treble. He has 2 of those stats on 3. So if we look at general, or is it in defender? Where the hell? Yeah, there we go. Double-double. 4 additional points on top of that. For a triple-double, so if he's got 0 tackles here. So if he only got 2 tackles, I know the other numbers are at 3, right? But if he only got 2 tackles, he would have then got that to be a triple-double because he'd have 3 of the statistics at 2 or more. Hope I'm making this make sense. And if he got 3 tackles won, that would have been a triple-triple. A triple-double, I'm sure, is worth 6 points. And a triple-triple is worth 12. Additional on top of interceptions, which are like 3 points a hit for a defender, and tackles, which I think are 4 points a hit for a defender. So if you've got a defender that can get double-doubles, triple-doubles, triple-triples, that's how they can score like phenomenal amounts here. Let's look at this 89. Now he's got a 60 from his clearance off the line. Defending, tackles 1. We can already see here he's not got a double-double or whatever, but we'll have a peek. Duels 2, so that's 0, and then 1 interception. Let's look at the Wolfsburg guy, Kularakis, because he was really good on that page earlier, wasn't he? So let's look at this. 77 without a decisive. This should be a great example piece. So defending, we've got, one tackle, one. No triples or anything, actually. Wow. He's got great passing stats. 85 passes, 10 at the final third. One contest, a dribble one. Well done to him. So that's actually not a great example, despite the incredible all-around he's captured there. Let's look at, can I find another one without a decisive? Yeah, there we go. Defending. Tackles 1-1. Again, we can see there's no triples or doubles here. Duels 1-8. Lost 1. So again, this guy's like begging for an interception or another tackle. One more tackle would have been worth the additional tackle of 3 points, and then you'd get the triple. So one more tackle there, 7 more points on top of his 70. Goes up by 10% for one more tackle there. I'm going to look at the 99 with one decisive. Defending, one tackle, one. Duels, 1. 3 versus 2 is 1. Oh, this guy's so unlucky here. 2 interceptions. One more one more tackle. One more duel, 1. Even just one, and duels are very low points, as you can see, 1.5. Even if he won one more duel, that would have been 2 net duels, and then with the interception, double, 4 points. Boom. So it's mainly defenders that get it. Midfielders can get it. Oh, I think you've asked me that because of Diop. I was trying to think of who we're talking about and why we would use the example. So if we look at Diop, look at this 81. It's against Le Havre, who are a pretty minced team, right? 5 tackles won, which for a midfielder at 3 points a hit, 15 points is mega. Jules won 10 against 2 lost, 8 positive. Incredible. And then 1 interception. So he's only came out of this with a double, sadly. But 1 more interception, it would go triple-double. 2 more interceptions, it would go treble. And he'd have hit 100. Like, no two ways about it if he'd done that. But it's what you normally see, right, is you normally see like a Højbjerg or somebody like that, a midfielder that is like that type of player, and they just scoop 60 to 70 points a lot of games, and they don't need to score goals or get assists or anything. But when you've got a guy that does that, and is actually like, this guy started like as an attacking winger type player. He gets into the final third, 15 accurate passes, 12 balls into the box. He might be taking some set pieces, which makes him extra cheat codey, if you ask me. So they're just extra easy points you can get if you pick the right player, and if you've got that kind of unicorn-esque guy that plays both sides of the game so well. Is it worth swapping Otavio from Porto, who has risen a lot, for a Schlotterbeck? Mike, by the way, that's not a bad shout. I like Otavio a lot, right? But the problem with some of those challenger guys is they can be a wee bit flash in the panny. And that's the only thing I worry about them, is when they've got a higher value and they are quite flash in the panny, when their value goes back down, if they maybe have a bad run of games, they get suspended or something like that, then you'll be like, I could have traded him out and got a Schlotterbeck or got an Hakimi or whatever. Let's have a wee look at Otavio. Porto. Again, I'm a big fan of this guy. 22. Look at this. He's doing great, isn't he? But sample size. Is this in Brazil? No, this is Portugal as well. Sample size is decent enough, isn't it? I just don't think he's always had a card. I think this guy's not got many issues. I think that's part of his demand, isn't it? Yeah, this is all. Yeah, so he only just got cards this year. So he's in a really funny point of he only has in seasons. He's got limited availability of cards. There's no classics to be gotten. So that's a good position to sell a card into when the demand is there. Is this as high as he's been? Could he go a bit higher? Instant buy with somebody that might have had market credits. You do need to think about that when you look at this. Yeah, maybe it is quite peakish time for Otavio. Schlotterbeck is like not quite double the price. I think he was in the mid-30s, wasn't he? But I would keep Otavio. I think Otavio helps you, mate. I don't think he's a guy that holds you back in any way. And if you're to go in season, you're like doubling. If you went classic, you could probably just do a straight swap. Do we have your gallery? Yeah, we still do. So we're looking at challenger. So you're then taking a challenger guy and putting him into a champ. And I think like he's your main defender here. So do you want to take your main defender out of challenger to make like Schlotterbeck would be your main defender here, but you have other guys. Have you got a Medina? Newest to oldest. Maybe you just went and bought it. You do have other defenders here that like Schlotterbeck is amazing. Don't want to discredit him, but I don't think you need him over Otavio. If you're keeping the challenger stuff going, Otavio is defender 1. So if you're going to lose him, for me he's defender 1. Yeah. So if you're going to lose him, it's almost like you're going to be giving up on these guys. And if that is what you're thinking about doing, maybe you just wipe a lot of these guys out, trade them out, sell them out, and focus more on champ. But it is quite an established rig, so I would be hesitant to do that on a whim. Maybe something to sleep on, you know. Just bought it. Aye, the Medina. Love that, mate. Love that. You've got to be quick on these streams, by the way. We find some right bargains, and I don't always check it. Sometimes people point out to me, but sometimes these guys we find that are super cheap, like they just go, people just buy them up. So yeah, I would sit on that one, Mike. Otavio or Schlotter. Like, do you want this stuff to still work in Challenger? You kind of need Otavio or a replacement for him. And I don't think like Schlotterbeck, I say, is a Team 1 level guy, but we like Sakulirakis, your Kusanov, Bell can be okay. Like Gasarovsky, I hope he gets good. Danso, Aguilar, I'm a big fan of when he actually plays. I don't think that's in the urgent need of Schlotterbeck for Otavio. But if it is, then like I think you've got a bigger question to ask on your challenger setup. So I'd sleep on that. I'd think about it. Stew it over. Chew it over. If you will. Right, Nico, you said your gallery was not good enough for reviewing. You've not got much here, mate. Which is fair enough, mate. I get that. Let's have a wee gander. So we've got Muric, Dimitrovic, Didalon, and Malancia. So 4 competitions we can play there. Let's just flick through them. So we've got La Liga with the Dimitrovic, maybe. Yeah. La Liga, nice defence. Enzo in midfield, no forward. Okay, so that's going to hurt. Let's look at Champ. And we've got the 2 keepers. We also have AWB. Bijol, nice shout by the way, like that. Ashley Young, old gold. And midfield, yeah, you need to help your mid out here a bit, don't you? And you've got like 1.5 strikers here. So I get, yeah, fair enough. Charlie Boys. Didalon, no defence, a mid and a forward. So I think that's maybe an all-star play for you, or like a cap 260 play for those guys. Malancia. Galesic, who's now got a big upgrade. Gorank Stankovic, I'm a fan of, although he's kind of meh. I don't know this guy. Mudrazic, but he's killing it. This is a fun little build. Dejan Petrovic is good when he plays. Yeah, this is fine. This wee thing's cooking along quite nicely. I hope that does well for you. Maybe you want to bin these Chally guys. Didalon, Sarakis, and Vipotnik here. I know you're not going to get much for them, but maybe try and get them shifted. An extra striker. An extra mid. You get 2 teams here that will work quite well. Let's look at... There was no La Liga forward there, was there? Ah, you're just playing everything in All-Star, it looks like, on this. Oh no, this is a stupid game week, sorry. Blind, Enzo, nobody, Marmo, Champ. Just do classic for easiness here. Muric. Young's probably the take there, isn't he? Norgard's been fine. And Dai. All in season as well. And maybe take the Bijou, double defence. Wan-Bissaka's, he's got the averages, I guess. And then your contender Croatians, where are they? Contender Croatians. And then that leaves us with All-Star. So Didalon, Bijol, Lovric, Campo, Kolar, Egestein. This isn't bad, mate, actually. Just keeping the... Let's just play the Kolar here. So yeah, we need a La Liga forward, mate. For even Classic, because you've got all in season, so you can play one Classic in there. The Classics are a lot cheaper, obviously. That's fine. Just lacks a bit of quality, mate. Wan-Bissaka's not going to help you too much, I don't think. The other guys can all do it. That can do it. And this is just a punt, isn't it? It's just leftovers. Ipswich 1-up versus Chelsea. Newcastle are 1-0 up against Man United as well. Appreciate it. Thanks. No problem, Mike. Thanks very much for picking up your season ticket, mate. Look forward to seeing you for lineup building on Thursday. Isak running the show. Love to see that. Charlie Dunbar will be doing somersaults. All the viewers have left except for half a dozen of you, so I think everyone's away watching the football. The final thing we've got to hit through is for Red or Dead Cantona Kickers. He's probably away watching... Yeah, I'll check this out later. He's away watching the football. Sorry, mate. Could you please look at my rare contender setup and recommend improvements? Rare contender ready? Gladiator ready? Not done that joke in a while, sorry. Cool. 5 keepers at play. Where is Dituro? I think he's in Turkey now, isn't he? I don't know who that Francois Joseph guy is. Is he League 2? Yeah. Okay. And then we've got 3 guys across the Atlantic who will be coming back to end season shortly. So, I think with this being a bit of a... Right, so for contender... I feel like I'll be saying something I've said quite a wee bit tonight, but I think this is just missing the extra level, the extra push on it. There's plenty of fine players here and good guys, and to be frank with you, not a lot of these guys I recognise instantly, you know, situation, scoring profile, etc. But there's plenty here, lots of choices, lots of quality. You've got a lot of like second division champion Euro players, and then some of the guys across the continent. I think really for contender, Red or Dead, especially for, like, you've got the numbers, you've got the keepers, like the ratios you've got here, 100 cards total, you're going to have teams, no question about it. So we don't need to finesse, like, oh, I need more defenders, or you've not got any strikers, or anything like that. I would just be way more interested in spot boss players, because in contender that is really the difference, I think, for a lot of squads. Like, you have a stack, you know the fixtures, you know they're going to play, but you need like the Berardis and the Barcos and whatever to be your captain, and then you don't need to take as many risks with the rotation issue in midfield, or the defender might get dropped, or the manager's a dick and you can't ever predict what he's going to do, or whatever. And I think on that note, kind of similar vein to what we had with the champion spending 50 quid rapid the other day, I would be very interested, because you've got a lot of guys across the... Right, let me look at... who the fuck plays in China again? Romulo. No limiteds for this guy, of course. But what we want to try and find is Chinese Super League cards. Boom. Limiteds. Is it limited? Sorry. No. Rares. Beg your pardon. I'm sure you almost spat your tea out at me there. You have a Heber in your gallery. I've seen that. Some of these guys can be a bit punchy at rare. But Matthias Vargas, 17 quid. Now, he was in Oscar's team, and Oscar's now left, so it might not work out as good for him now, or it might just be the same, or it might be better. Can't imagine it being better, but 17 quid, I think he makes a big difference there for you. This guy's Zika at under 30 quid as well. And again, you need to double check these guys are still contracted and they're still going to be there. Teixeira is 16. Now, Teixeira signed a new deal there recently. I thought he was going to leave or be out of contract or whatever, but he renewed. Is good. Isn't always good, but when he's good, he's great, you know. And again, 16 quid, 18 quid. There's plenty of Vargases going around. I think everyone must think without Oscar, he's going to die. Maybe he's leaving China. Definitely, you have to double check the China guys. But there was plenty of them. I'm not seeing the guys I'm thinking of. There was like mad Brazilians like Bruno Nazario and some other names that were just like, these guys were just slaying every week, even though they were at crap teams. Maybe they're not for sale at the moment. There's a guy from Livingston in China. He's okay. Not great, is he? Wu Li maybe just paid the money. Wu Li, for those of you that don't know, is just a fucking money machine. Not many of them either. It's a card I was really tempted to buy now, is Espanyol, because like when I was new on Sorare, when I was young on Sorare, I used to love buying 1 of 100 American players. Because I'm half American, so there's a wee bit of that for me. But I thought they will be great cards to sell when Americans come on. And I made money on them all, it must be said. But when I seen that guy come out, China at Espanyol, I thought, well, if you get one of him, it becomes big in China, then that card is just going to fly. Never done it, sadly. And it's definitely a regret I have. Not a big regret, I didn't think about it too long, but it was a thought I had all the same. And yeah, this isn't the guy I was thinking of, but there's guys like this that have just got random cards that go to China and are just absolute boss merchants. Look at Robert Berich here. Vaco. There's that guy Zika again. Leonardo. I think he was one of them. Yeah, this guy Leonardo. Look at that. Look at that. You need a wee bit of this into your non-EU contender life, don't you? Again, 150 quid. Barco prices. I'm still not seeing this Bruno Nazario guy. I'm sure his name was... Maybe again, it's just not for sale. I don't think these guys get many issues. A lot of the wacky ones that end up over there. But I think for your Red or Dead, like that's the kind of thing you're missing. Oh, fantastic. I really like the price of Vargas. Like, there's one here at a stupid price, obviously, but you know what I mean? I might just buy one of him. I've got a wee quick email to click across, guys. Oh, yeah. I know Reddit isn't here right now, so I don't mind. Download. PDF. So you've got numbers and quality like that. Like you can't. It's so hard to project, especially for a lot of the guys that Red or Dead has here. Like who's going to do well this season? Oh, Vargas has left. Oh, has he went to Saudi? You always have to check these guys. Oh, if they're willing to go to China, they will be willing to go anywhere. Great catch, Mike. Great catch. It does. It makes sense. I mean, it looks too good to be true. Double check it. Great catch, Mike. But that's the sort of thing that I think you're after, mate. Yeah, you could just go and get barcodes and stuff. But oh, 2025 K. Oh, I thought it was a Sorare post. Cole Palmer's just got an assist. Must have him in a common team somewhere. I thought it was a Sorare post about K-League, but it was a recommended tweet from Sorare Sol, I think. So ignore me on that. Flash in the pan. Awesome possum. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, but you know they're priced out of whack with everything else. Questions should be asked. Although Teixeira, again, double check it. I'm 99% sure he signed an extension with Shenhua, and it's maybe just his L5 and shit that's not like that. This kind of look is what's brought his price down because he's not like China smashing. But yeah, so for this Red or Dead, I think that's where I would kind of lie. I'd be looking for these guys that are bossing out. I bought a guy, actually. I did buy a guy in this kind of vein the other day. We heard the rumour. I don't know how concrete it is, but Jonathan Vieira is on his way to China. Apparently, he used to play in China, so he's going back to somewhere he knows. But in La Liga 2, this guy's a set piece taker. Tony Watt used to do the End Product podcast with us. Played with Jonathan Vieira, and his quote to me and Stish was, "He has feet like razor blades." So I don't really care how old this guy is. If he goes to China and takes all the set pieces, he'll be zinging in free kicks, corners, penalties for fun. So I didn't mind picking him up. His price has maybe jumped a wee bit. But yeah. And Quatra as well, going back to Argentina. Like if you've got this type of gallery, you need a Quatra in defence for me, because Quatra is going to be the best defender in Argentina, SO5 wise, when he goes back there. And you do have the European guys here as well. I'm not overlooking that necessarily, Red or Dead, but the European stuff, like you've got, you know, without going and getting like the best players from Celtic and Rangers and some of the guys in Croatia, wait for the Austrian guys to come back, get Barco, get Berardi. Just trying to give you some other non-obvious inspiration, if you like. Leyenda. I think that's Spanish for legend. Let me just check it. Leyenda. What is Spanish for legend? Oh, leyenda with a yeah, not a j. There we go. Me doing my Brendan Rodgers there, trying to speak some Spanish when I don't know it. Awesome, guys. I'll be live tomorrow night. We've got a bucket of boxes to open. And like, if we have a quick scan through this, guys, because the collection strategy, if you've not watched that video, I did a few days ago. It's a long form video, which you guys all seem to enjoy. There's only a few of you here live now, but if you're not watching the football, I recommend you check it out, because already contender rare, no relegations, 2 boxes, a really good one and an okay one, $150. In the Classic, all 3 are in D1 before we play Rangers. And then Limited, 3 promotions, couple of quid picked up here. This one finished top, 60 quid. This one here, £5. Couple of wee limited boxes. And then in Classic, we've got a card with a DNP keeper. So, yeah, loving it. Can't wait for tomorrow. Not really any cards to open or anything, but boxes we'll be crafting. We'll have a couple of quid to win as well, which would be great. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. We've been on for almost 2.5 hours reviewing galleries and all that good stuff, like we do every week here on the channel with the FC Barcelona members. For the few of you that are here left, what a shift. Hope you've enjoyed the stream today. I've missed Harry's stream today and Laird, so I'll be watching them as I take myself to bed tonight to try and catch up with some Z's. You've probably noticed I'm doing a bit of yawning. And again, I say it, the number one brain teaser, is it harder to be a dad at Christmas or avoid DNPs? I'll let you guys be the judge of it. But yeah, thanks to everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, have a good night, enjoy the football. Good luck for Rewards Day.
Satara.